Hello, my name is Sol, and I'd like to share with you one of my favorite books, Buddhist Animal Wisdom Stories by Mark W. McGuinness. So I'll share with you some slides around this. As you can see, wonderfully illustrated book, which is very appealing to adults and children alike. Many stories from the Jataka Tales, one of my favorites, the animals and the hermit. So in this story, we have a hermit living in the foothills of the Himalayas and experiencing the onset of a difficult summer with the weather becoming quite hot. And so providing himself a well in which he's able to sustain himself. And this naturally opens up a very interesting topic of relevance today, climate change, which is perhaps one of the topics you might like to explore when you're using this book to assist children in understanding some ideas of contemporary life. But you could also use it to talk about what the life of the Buddha might have been like, and asking, what is a hermit? And why would one want to become a hermit? Also very interesting to talk about some concepts like being alone. And what's that like? What does it feel like to be alone? And is there a difference between being alone and feeling lonely? Some interesting concepts that you might like to explore. So with this, children have a sense of empathy towards animals that's often quite natural. And the possibility of using the stories from the Jataka Tales to explore how the animals themselves might be feeling during the onset of a hot, dry summer and the lack of water that they might be experiencing. And perhaps using this in relation to the children's own experiences. What kind of animals do they have around themselves? Do they have pets? Do they have names? Why are they important? What do children feel towards their own animals? And what kind of feelings might animals have? And how do you know if an animal is happy or not? Some interesting questions that teachers can use to explore with children their connection with animals. And the importance of looking after animals, being kind, showing a sense of care towards them, and what might that mean? For example, asking these kind of questions to children. How do they care for their animals? And what would happen if they weren't being cared for? Do animals actually recognize that they're being cared for and show appreciation? And what might that look like? And importantly, the idea that we learn something from animals about ourselves, and children might be able to share with us some of their own experiences about what it's like to have pets, how they connect and share their lives with us, and where does that extend to beyond pets, beyond animals, to all living things. And so with the story of the hermit, a possibility to use these kind of stories as icebreakers to connect with children and introduce some ideas from the Buddha, that all living things have feelings and that animals experience suffering. They want to be happy, and that we can learn from animals, about animals, and also about ourselves. So the idea of children participating, introducing their own life experiences, introducing some Buddhist ideas to add to one's life skills and values. So thank you for sharing these moments with me. And I hope that you too will enjoy this book, Buddhist Animal Wisdom Stories, and a possibility of sharing this book with children and adults alike, perhaps.